Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor. I guess we'll call this a mail call. Nothing really mental yet. Haven't had time to work on them, but I am. And I got two. Then I probably need about another 3 or 4 days to generate the information. And then I'll make my final decision on them if I'm going to use them or not. It's usually how I do it. To me, they're things that I'm always thinking about, or things I just learned about, and does anybody else know about those type of things? But we will visit those if I can get them done. I'll show you a quick update here on the 1970 Chevelle SS 454. The body is curing in the dehydrator behind me, along with Jay's. I touched up that spot. I wet sanded everything down as smooth as I could get it, and then shot it with another, I think it's got another 3 coats of clear on it. And by the looks of it, it looks like it's going to level out really nice. I went a little extra on the leveling thinner, just to make sure that even if it's slight, we will probably just leave it alone, because it's pretty damn smooth. Our mail call is, y'all know what these are, right? These are sanding sponges. Tamiya makes them. I love them. I've bought them many times. But my good friend Lee Barrett found these and has been using these for quite a while. And he said they're just as good, if not better, than Tamiya. And you get 2 of each. It goes from 3,000 or 400. There's 400, 600. 2,000, 3,000, and 1,000. So you get 2 of each. Now, if you guys know, when you order from Tamiya, you might get, I think in a pack, you get either 1 or 2 of these. I think they're like $6 or $7. I'm not positive on that. You may be able to find them cheaper sometimes. These outlast Tamiya. I cut them in little 1-inch squares. You can see I've already notched out one. Here it is. It's still perfectly good. Plenty left on it. Whoops. Until I lose it. Sorry, guys. But that's what I still got to go through, and I cut them all in 1-inch squares, and I put them in my little box there. So I have them. I was running out $10.99, guys, for all those. So every bit of this right here, $10.99. This will last me a long, long time. Like I said, wet sand, dry sand, don't matter. It's sponge, and it forms to the bodies very well. You see the blue, that's from the Chevelle. And it's just, it's another way to like ball on a budget. Quantity and the same quality. So this is a win-win, for $10.99 on Amazon. Sorry, guys. Just go on Amazon. If I can think about it, I'll put the link down below, and you go there, it'll take you right to it. I got it. It took like 2 days, whatever, to get here. I'm very thrilled with the performance of it. You don't have to get in there real hard. Just, a little soap in your water, and it just glides on there, and it knocks it down. And this would be a good to start off with, from 400 up to 3,000 for primer. And then wet sand it down again with the 3,000, paint, wet sand with the 3,000. And when you're in your polishing stages, those little sticks I showed you before, get one here real quick. Sorry for getting all up in the camera. These go from 400 up to 12,000. You can cut these if you want. It don't matter. I've used this and millions for pretty much everything. You can see I'm just now starting to flake it off. I think I only paid $7.99 for that little bundle of sanding sticks. But if you're wet sanding, you can just cut those off. They're 1 inch wide, so you just cut off 1-inch lengths of them, get them in the water, and wet sand away. And they're 2-sided, so double the fun, double the pleasure. So that's the only thing we got in the mail. I am expecting some stuff from Jay for the Cutlass. We got all the interior, the decals on the interior. They turned out good. Pretty nice. So we do have the rear suspension in, some detail. I clear coated the roll cage. It's in the dehydrator also. I clear coated the wheels for the Pro Street, so those are curing over here. Got quite a bit done. Not kind of primer some areas on the Mustang just to see how my bodywork went, if there's anything I missed. So I got to get that all sanded down, and then we'll get a good even coat of primer on the whole project. We got all of our parts in now. It's just a process of building, so I'm happy where I'm at with that. I posted on Instagram with this Chevelle, and I thought I was using the Gravity color. I was wrong. This is the deep blue I told you about. I got it at Acme. $2. Warning. I didn't get scammed, but you got to have a little kind of intelligence here, and no, not freak out. When I was spraying it was spider webbing. If you know what spider webbing is, it's where your paint will basically cure gas out when it comes out, and it's blowing spider webs. So I had massive amount of spider webs there. I had to clean up the spray booth, change the filter. So I learned real quick. I started playing with it. I turned up the volume on my airbrush, because remember I used the Pache, I think it's Pache H, for painting. Sorry, it's a 0.5 needle that's in it. So I opened up the volume on that where I usually have it turned down a little bit, just get a tack coat on. Well, this you got to kind of lay wet, not heavy, but wet. You got to turn down the air pressure. I found around between 25 and 27 psi. It started spraying right, and it does lay really nice. It gases out really quick. I didn't get paint heavy enough in spots, so it's paint's kind of splotchy, to say the least. The decals cracked on me. I was able to really kind of fix it on the hood. On the rear trunk deck, I couldn't, and it's already under clear anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's not a show queen, it's a shelf queen. I just had fun building it. But this, I'll put the name of this paint down in there. I think it's Duplicolor. And then somebody decanted it and thinned it down, and $2. It's still good paint. It still worked really well. So the same way with the Jay's Cutlass. I mixed this paint up over a year ago, and it's still good. It's already been the hardeners in it, leveling thinner. It's great for little touch-ups, here and there. So we'll get that back over here. There's one little touch-up I got to do on the hood. I didn't get when it was cleared, but I got a trick for that. So the Chevelle. Here's the firewall. I've got my hose clamps on, so once I cut these to length and put them in place, I can slide those up and glue them in place. We went ahead and did some wiring. I wasn't going to, but I did it again. We used a 3D printed master cylinder. The kit one was basically non-existent. We got our vacuum line come off of it and go down to the intake. We got our MSD box. We do have wires that come up that go into here, and then I got to drill one other little hole because I forgot to, for the wires to come out here to the battery. So I'll get those drilled. I've got my hole drilled down here for the throttle cable to go through. And you just got to be really careful because, see, I fold them over, then I glue them in place. Now that causes this to stick out a 1/16 of an inch or less, which is no big deal. If you've ever built this kit, you can, there's tons of room in there. Nothing fits. It's a goofy kit, to say the least. And it's not that good of a kit. I mean, you can make it good, and I kind of worked on it a little bit. You can see I got the rear pan done, or rear bumper. Got my tag on there. Taillights. Next time, I'm thinking about, when I build this, lighten it up. We'll see. The front, I got it all done. Got our grills painted. Everything's touched up on it. I got to put the lenses in it still. Here's the interior tub. I did paint the shift pattern on the ball of the stick there. You guys can get in there and see. Painting all that silver trim, chrome trim. That's a pain in the arse, considering it's not that prominent, but we did get it done. It looks okay, but it was fun. I did separate the seats in the console. You can see in there. It looks a lot better. than the way it was. We got our detail on the seats painted, and there's like 3 different shades of black in here. So, we got flat carpeting, we got satin seats, we got glossy door panels, we got a satin dash. So, all that turned out really good. We still got to put our lock sets in. Those are ready to go. Our exhaust tips, I'll have to cut them loose, touch them up, get those glued in place. Our air cleaner is done. Apparently I got to touch that up a hair. I didn't see those little specks of silver on there. But we got that done. Suspension. Go over there quick. I hand bent the exhaust because I use 3D printed mufflers. Get it up there so you guys can see. Our shocks, we went with red just because we got red on the calipers just to carry our colors through. We got our engine. We weathered it just a little bit. It's a daily driver. Our rotors and calipers are in. Our valve stems are in on the wheels, front and rear. This fits in there, no problems. Like I said, everything's kind of loose in this kit anyway, so I'll kind of glue it down once I get to that point. I still got to paint the headliner, get the glass put in it. I'll have to do the bare metal foil on it once it's all cured. So that'll be pretty much what I'll be working on this week, and getting Jay's interior assembled, the roll cage, any final modifications I got to do, get that in there, get the glass in it, bare metal foil on it. So I'll probably work on both of those at the same time. I'm not rushed on this one, but it went just like the other Chevelle. It went really fast, really smooth. No major issues, no fitment issues. We used the kit engine, so that always is a plus. These are just daily drivers, cruise to the shows on the weekend, go out and run them on the street. Type cars. They're not anything like what Jay's is, or Pro Touring, or Resto Mod. I was going to Resto Mod this one, but I have another one, and I can do that to it. Actually, it's a little bit better detail kit. It's the Snap Tight one. I think it's made by, if I can find it, it's made by Revell. It has more detail. It's more prominent. It's a Snap Tight. Don't pass over Snap Tight. I know you hear it all the time, but it's true. Don't do it. I have that one, and then I have the 72. I have the 69, 68, all the way down to 64, I think it is. So they're one of my favorite cars, and I save them because there's only one I'm going to do a big project on. The other ones are all going to be kind of a quick build. Update. Pretty much all my builds this coming year are all going to be my Acme builds. We will be building 3 trucks, and we will probably have 4 Mustangs. They're all going to be for the theme. The one Mopar maybe if it comes in. So those are going to get worked on. They'll be at each section, and we'll be focusing on the diorama because it's time to get assholes and elbows into that. So I'm finishing out the rest of the year, just kind of trying to get a few things done, things that kind of started, or my mind said, hey, we go ahead and do it now. We got our decals to finish up the Ring Brothers Charger. That's going to take a little work, not much. We're right at the point to start getting everything finished, painted, start the detail that we can see that we want to add, and then final assembly. I got some of the kits down. I got the 2 of the trucks down. The other one's back here on the shelf. I got to get it down. So you're going to see here before long, all the Acme builds are going to be on the build areas. I did go through a lot of my extra parts. I took 2 big care packages, one for old Tom and one for Brad. I hope to see something Brad Frankenstein's with all that stuff, because I gave him a crap ton, because I still have a crap ton. But I did get to go through some of it, organize it a little bit better for now. It still needs to get put away in the containers. I do have some new ideas thanks to Ryan Jones on trying for the printer. If that doesn't work, we're probably going to clean this one very well. We'll get the shell all buffed out, get the resin off of it, and put it up for spare parts. I probably end up just buying another one. I'm leaning towards the Elegoo Mars. If I can get one for about $200, I would feel comfortable doing that. I'll keep my Anycubic wash and cure station. It works the same. And I need to get it all cleaned and polished out too. So we're going to be getting some things going here between now and the end of the year and start with a fresh plan, fresh ideas the first of the year. I'm not taking on any commission builds next year. Want to do some finishing up. I've got the buddy build I need to finish, the 53 we need to finish. Viewer's choice, even though I know it's going to be 2 years old now, we're going to get it done. I got to make an order to get some more display cases. And then we can, I got to get some more shelves put up in here. I rearranged some stuff. I need to do some more of that. Just kind of crazy stuff. But you know, we are at 950. That is the mark I said that we would disclose the first place prize, and we will. I'll make a video later this week about that. I got some outside stuff to do. Cut the grass one more time, chop up the leaves kind of thing before winter really sets in, and get the stuff from the deck and the patio out to the shed. De-weed the front flower beds. So, you know, there's probably a day and a half's worth of work there. So this video will drop tonight, which is Monday. I've got another video, which is the prequel to this, showing you where I was at. It's being edited right now, so we'll see how that turns out. I'll get that posted, even though this one should have came out after that. It is what it is. Thank you to all my past, present, future subscribers. Guys, get subscribed. Hit that bell notification. You'll know when these videos come out. You know, again, this is what that Chevelle's painted. It's a beautiful blue. Even though I'm not 100% thrilled with the results, it still is a nice shelf-built model. And I have a blast building it. And remember, that's what it's all about. I do so many big builds that I have a tendency to get burned out pretty quick. These are the perfect thing for that, because these loose-fitting older AMT models, there's plenty of room to add aftermarket tires without. I could even put a wider set of tires on this thing if I wanted to. So there's tons of fun and learning curve to be had. Like, you know, we did all the crazy wiring. The engine's fully wired, plumbed. We didn't run gas lines or brake lines just to save a lot of time. We will have the brake lines coming out of the master cylinder. I still got to coil those and put those on. But we did the engine up really well. And that will be really nice. And this is, even though the paint was kind of blotchy in spots, it turned out better than my first one. And I was really happy with my first one, so I got to be really happy with this. The exhaust, I'm super thrilled with. Everything laid in there, just, you know, I could have used the kit exhaust, but it was like, it didn't look the part. So we kept the kit dump tubes, and we switched up with 3D printed mufflers, and they do have decals on them. They're hard to see. They blend in very well, and that's why I wanted it. We got to weather this. That's what I'm going to be doing after this video. And, you know, we just went around detail painted nuts and bolts. You know, he's replaced everything. Everything's still shiny. He's not worried about painting them. We might paint the gas tank a steel color. Don't know yet. But this is all in. This is ready for final assembly. So, again, I'm not worried. I don't have no three-wheel motion. It sits flat on all fours. Everything fits in like it's supposed to. The only issue is the fitment with the grill in the front. I will have to scrape the chrome and scrape the paint off the backside where the headlight bezels are, and I will clamp that to get it to bind or bond really well. That kind of pulls everything in tight and where it needs to be. I could have separated them and installed them that way, but that grill kind of spreads that front end out a little bit to where it needs to be. That way the hood fits right in. Nice lines around the hood. If not, I think everything will have a tendency to come in a hair and would make that fitment of that hood tight. So just be mindful of that if you ever build this kit. I've seen quite a few people on their channels starting to build this kit. You know, they've built it before. I'm sure they're aware of it, but I just throw it out there in case, you know, you're into it. Again, it's this kit right here. It's a great kit, guys. It's just be mindful when you start to build it. Take the time, fit everything, make sure it fits nice, make the adjustments you need to make. Get the defects out of the body. There's not very many, but it does have a lot of flash, and you got to, you know, handle that. But other than that, I mean, you can see I've got two little baggies with parts that I didn't use, so I pretty much used everything. This is the glass and the headlight bezel, or yeah, headlight bezel, or not bezels, but headlight lenses. And again, I could have lit this up, and we probably will on the next one. But 2 of my builds for Acme will be lit up quite a bit. One will be the Villain, the black 1950. The other one will be a 65, I think that's what it is, 65 Mobius F-150 or F-100. Both those trucks will be slammed. The 65 is, all the parts came from Dutch at Dog 3 Models on Instagram. We didn't really collaborate, but he had kind of formed a kit after printing everything, and I really liked it. And everything adapts to that Mobius kit. I don't really have to modify a lot. I just got to cut some things out, put together, fill it in a little bit, sand it, and I'm slammed. Front suspension, rear suspension. It's got a 4-link. I got the batteries. I've got the engine. We are going to change the seats in that truck. We're going to use the ones from JPS Customs. So we got a lot of ideas, and we'll focus on that. We'll take a day, one video, and hit each kit and my plans and ideas for it. That way you guys will have a good idea of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. The video that's going to be coming out when it's done editing is I'm in the paint booth, and that's when I'm painting this car right here. It's painted black primer, and it's got a silver metal color. That's from MCW. It's like a raw steel or something like that. It's lacquer versus enamel. And then it's got the metallic blue, deep blue over top of it. And this is pretty much the color of the one you guys saw the inspiration picture for. So they turned out good. I'll take you over there. I don't know if you can see inside the dehumidifier. Let me turn you around real quick. There you go. You can see it. There's a blotch right there. I just didn't get the paint heavy enough, but that's okay. Now you learn, live and learn type thing. You can see Jay's has got the final coats of clear on it, and that is glass smooth. There's a total of 6 coats of clear on that car, and it's been heavily wet sanded. So I guarantee I've sanded off 2 coats before I re-cleared it. So it's probably got more like 4 or 5 coats on it maybe. The Chevelle has got 1, 2, 3, 4 coats of clear on it, just in case, because I did get a little flub up in the roof, a little piece of fuzz, but I can wet sand it out and polish that area out. The hoods are back inside there. You can see the roll cages for Jay's and for the Pro Street group build. It's kind of glary, but there's one of the roll cages. The other one's over here, and then the hoods are way back there. So, yeah, guys, that's kind of where I'm at. I've just been real busy working on stuff, and that's kind of the way it's going to be. I lose time in here if I'm concentrating on videos. So you're going to see some that are just edited by me, and you're going to see some that are edited by my niece. And again, my email's always down below, guys. Anytime you want to get a hold of me, that's the best way to do it. And other than a few of you that do have my phone number, we can talk, get to know each other kind of a little bit before we become sweethearts. Then I'll give you my phone number then. I don't just give my number out. But, all these great sponsors are down below. MGS has something coming out, well, 2 things that are going to be absolutely blow my mind out. He asked for my input on it, and 2 of them could possibly, if they come out in time, will be part of the Acme build, or things I'm taking to Acme. Ernest is working on parts for the Challenger we're going to build, and the wheels and tires are being made for those. And then there is a 69 Camaro in there. There's Bush Lael's race car, Pro Stock, I think is what it is. And I do have, oh, here it is. I got the intake for it. I robbed a kit. I forgot all about having this one kit, and it's got the intake. After talking to a gentleman at Acme, he told me I think it's a 500 cubic inch. So it's a 427 or 454. This came off the, I believe it's the 427. So, but it looks just like the one in the picture. We'll strip the chrome and redo it. I already got the carburetor, so I just got to gather a few more parts, put them in with that. and that one's going to be good to go. So we're going to have probably about 12 or 13 builds, maybe closer to 15 by the end of next year. What's built for Acme and what I'm just building to, I'll take to take to shows or shelf queens, depending on how they turn out. And we'll have hopefully the one diorama done and starting on another. The one after the garage, I'm thinking we're going to start on Gastronites because that's a lot of builds. So that's going to take a long time to do, and it's going to be something I'm going to keep separate. Everything I do for dioramas will be filmed and edited separately, but will be on this channel. So you'll get to come along and see everything I do. J's, give you a quick look at J's again. You know, we're ready to put the front tires on. We just got to run the brake lines first so the tires and wheels ain't in the way. We got the back tires on. You can see it just, there's the ground, how low this thing sits. It's going to sit about like that. So I don't want to take it any lower, then it kind of look goofy. The engine's in. We got stuff ready to run, plug wires. The engine's not glued in, by the way, because I got to do all the plug wires and everything else. But everything lines up perfect where it needs to be. Firewall, got our pulleys on. We got to get our 2 components pinned and then run the belts. Get our other linkage on there. So we got quite a bit to do here, but that stuff to me goes pretty quick. I can spend 3 or 4 hours and have 60% of it done. We got all the components like catch cans and the fuel pumps and all that stuff is all painted, ready to go. We got to start putting some decals on stuff. We did real quick. Show you. We got our interior decals on. For any of you that build this new Cutlass, you might opt out of the dash if you're real good at wood grain detail. I got it to shrink up and fit in there pretty good, but it shrunk up a little too much. I should have just cut it like I was planning to do and the way I had it painted, but it does look good. Now we got to make our lenses. We use UV cured glue to represent lenses. So tomorrow I'll get that done. And then just in case there's any naysayers, you can see all the components are down in here. Some of the stuff doesn't go to it, but like there's our belts and the grill's done. We got to get our headlight lenses in. Get the turn signals painted down below. So we got, all kinds of stuff to keep us super busy for right now. And sorry about jumping out of frame there, guys. But again, I hope, you're liking what I'm doing. Let me know down in the comments. Is there something certain you'd like to see that you don't build and just out of pure entertainment and for pleasure, you want me to build something certain? I always like that. I call this viewer's choice. The one causes a lot of issues, but I want it to turn out really good, so I'm taking my time on it. I still have not got it dipped to get the paint off. I need to do that this week. That way that can be soaking, and I can strip it all down. We can repaint it, re-clear it, and then hopefully get the bare metal foil on it. I've learned a lot even since I started that one on working with the paint, and I'm now using leveling thinner in the paint, and I'm using a lot of leveling thinner in the clear. And it seems to be working. It's less work on the end and a little more work up front, prepping your body. You want to make sure everything's right. But everything's a learning curve, guys, and I'm still learning. I'm not a pro and know-it-all. That's about it, guys. I see another hot rod, too, in our future. That's the one I got Acme at 36. I don't think it's a 5 window. It's 36 3 window. We are going to try to suicide the doors on that one. So that'll get quite a bit of little detail, especially on the interior. I'm going to scratch build the roll cage for it. We're running some big hump and wide tires in the back. Probably some Pro Street tires. That's how it's going to be built, is a Pro Street theme. Real thin tires up front, real fat tires in the back. I don't know what color yet. Maybe you guys have some ideas. If you just look up a 36 3-window Ford coupe and give me some of the ideas. It came with flames, which might come off there, but I think I want to go a different route on that one, and we may go with scallops. It's an old school hot rod. I do have some scallops in my drawer or somewhere that may work perfect. And truthfully, I want to try to ghost a checkerboard pattern into the scallops. I've never done it. I've always wanted to try it. So I need to make a mask and then back spray it to shadow in the little squares. And then the firewall will be checkerboard. I have a decal for that. And it'll be like real dark and rich and start fading out light and light as it goes down the scallops. The scallops go from the front damn near to the back. Or as long as the decal is. So we'll have to make a template out of the actual decals and then make a pattern with that, with the checkerboard pattern in it. So that'll take a little work. So it'll be a nice little show rod, pro street rod, whatever you want to call it. So if you guys got some ideas on colors, shoot them my way. Put them down in the descriptions. Anything you want to see, gotta let me know. Be glad to get it down. We can discuss it. I'll make a video just for that. Any technique, any ideas you're struggling, email me. I can try to help you the best I can through it. And maybe it's something I've already built and I'll be more familiar with it. But other than that, guys, that's it. Until later this week, hopefully the other video will get put up, and then we will do our video on the first place prize. So, till then, guys, this is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.